Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. In today's video, as you may have already seen from the title, we're gonna be doing moss balls. I already have a few moss balls in my collection, but I've recently gotten a couple of few plants in the past few weeks, which I know they would benefit from a moss ball. And not only that, but the way I am planning to display them in my collection and the way that I've seen them in social media and in other people's collection, those things are all pointing to moss balls. How I plan this video is I'm going to show you the plants that I already have on moss balls, and then I'm going to show you the plants that I'm planning to put on a moss ball. And if you watched my previous videos, you might have seen those plants. And then I'm going to show you the two types of moss balls that I'm planning to use, show you the products that I'm using, advantages and disadvantages of using those products. And then we're going to produce the actual moss balls and have a little chat. So bear with me. So this is my Syngonium pink salmon, and I have just cut it off a leaf of this plant because if you can see, it's showing some signs of stress, and it's not my only plant that recently started to show some yellowing on the leaves, and I don't know what could be the problem. It might be some fungal issue because, truth be told, when I'm watering, I let the plant drain and then I reuse the water because I use foliage focus for fertilizing, which is liquid gold, and I don't want to waste any of that. And it might not be the best thing to do, but it's been working for me so far. I have a couple of projects that I'm working on plant-wise, so not all of my plants have their stable fixed placement within my home, and I think that stresses them out a little bit. But yeah, so this is the one. So this is the one type of moss ball that I use, but I will touch on that later. This is my Philodendron painted lady, and see, so this is the yellowing that I'm talking about. And so all the plants that I have that are showing signs of stress and yellowing, they all have started to show the signs pretty much the same time, plus minus a few days. So I don't know. So this is the other one, and since I put this on a moss ball, it's growing a bit faster. But when it comes to the leaves sizing up, they don't really size up, and I don't know why is that. So it's pushing out new leaves all the time, like it's working on another one here, you can see. And the leaves themselves look really, really beautiful and nice, the typical painted lady variegation. But when it comes to just the overall size up of a plant, it's just not doing it for me. Not yet, at least, but we'll see. The last time I showed you this plant, I think I was actually complaining about no show of new growth, like no new growth at all. That actually changed, thank God. So this is my Philodendron melanochrysum, and actually this is the newest leaf in my care. It's showing a little damage. That's actually my fault. I was doing a little pest control, pest treatment on my plants, and I was a little bit too harsh with them, with the chemicals that I used and just the way I cleaned off the pests off of them. So yeah, whatever. And it's already working on a new leaf there. And it's actually rooted into the moss in 1, 2, 3 places, and then the root system in the soil. So yeah, I think this plant is actually enjoying itself already, and it took off quite nicely. Okay, next one, I actually showed her to you guys in one of my previous videos. This is my marble queen pothos, and look at that. I will go ahead and put a picture on the screen for you how it looked when I first put this on a moss ball. And so if you're a beginner and you want to dive into this moss ball business, I could definitely recommend starting off with a pothos, because The pothos itself is very easygoing and a beginner-friendly plant, but if you want a plant that's actually easygoing on a moss ball and will root into the moss ball fairly quickly and actually grow up on a moss ball fairly quickly, then this is the plant that I can recommend for you. And you can actually see that how the leaf size and how the variegation got more noticeable. I actually have to extend the moss ball, which I don't know if I want to do already or not, but yeah. And let me see if I can show you the root system. I think you can see it. So here's the root, and then this one is going all the way down here. So yeah, it developed a quite decent root system inside of the moss ball. So I'm very happy about this plant and very satisfied. The only issue I have right now is that it's growing out the moss ball, so I can't really put this one back in my cabinet because there's just not enough room for it to grow. So I think I have to invest in a grow light. So I recently reorganized my living room. My television used to be on this wall. This is my fireplace. And so I'm planning to do a plant wall on this side of my living room. And all the moss balls that I have that just simply can't fit into my cabinet, I will just put them over there, and then I will buy a couple of standing grow lights, maybe 2 or 3, to supply light for these plants. So yeah, but I'm just super in love with this one, and it looks really gorgeous. Next one is my Monstera Adansonii, aka the Swiss cheese plant. And I can tell pretty much the same about this plant as I did about the pothos that I showed you. See, this is a yellowing leaf here. Maybe it's because maybe the season changes, and that's the reason why my plants are doing this. Some of my plants are doing this. I don't know. But yeah, so this plant has rooted into the moss 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots on the moss ball. So yeah, but this one's beautiful, and if you watch my previous videos, specifically the Aquagenera unboxing video, you might suspect which will be one of the plants that I'm planning to put on a moss ball. It's actually the cousin of this plant, and it's gorgeous. So again, if you're a beginner and looking for a plant that it's easygoing and grows really fast, I can definitely recommend this guy for you, because this is such a rewarding plant to grow. I love defenestration on the holes on the leaves. It's just such a beautiful statement piece in my collection. So this guy is a new addition to not only to my collection, but also a new moss ball project. So this is my Philodendron Glorious. It hasn't rooted into the moss yet, and I currently keep this one in my cabinet, but I will have to reorganize my cabinet as well, because now I reached a point where I have too many plants. I'm sure majority of you know the feeling and can relate to me and know what I'm talking about. And I will have to decide which plants I'm gonna keep in my cabinet and which plants I'm gonna put outside. I'm contemplating if I should keep this one inside of my cabinet, because as I said, I really want this to grow as fast as possible. The last one in my collection is the Syngonium strawberry cream, and I had to take this guy out of my cabinet to make room for my imports. So that's why you can see these two leaves really darken, because it didn't really receive enough light, but the bottom leaves are still looking really good. Like, look at this one, for example. I think the name strawberry cream really suits the plant. And yeah, it's actually rooted into the moss as well. I'm not sure if you can see the roots. It doesn't have as established root system as my pothos, but it's getting there. So yeah, I think if I had to choose my least favorite, this one would be it probably so far. Actually, this green leaf looks good. It was mostly my husband's choice when we were out shopping for plants. So I would say it's more like the member of his collection, but he doesn't really have a collection. It's more like at the end of the day, I take care of all these plants. So yeah. I realized that I left this guy out of my video. I don't know how I could forget about this one. This is my Philodendron Paraiso Verde. I was trying to get my hands on a variegated one, but I just didn't really come across one. So I decided to get this regular version, and I have no regrets. This is such an easygoing, hardy philodendron, fast grower as well. Has a nice established root system in the moss already. And I love this one so much. It's so beautiful. One that I'm probably the most excited about is this variegated Monstera Adansonii. This was a Western Canadian Expo purchase, and it's working on a new leaf right there. And I've already taken this out of its pot just to see the root system and everything. So yeah, I think I'm gonna give this one. So the two types of moss balls that I use, one is just a regular plastic wire, so that I can create a 360 moss ball for a 360 display, and then the other one is a D-shaped plastic clear one. In case of this plant, I think I'm gonna go with the D-shape because that's how I put the non-variegated one as well. So yeah, and I think once I put this one on a moss ball, it's gonna take off very quickly. Second one, my Syngonium Wendlandii or Black Velvet. I also featured this plant in my previous video. This was another Western Canadian Expo purchase, and it desperately wants to climb up. So I'm gonna help this guy with a nice moss ball, and I'm really looking forward to see this plant size up. I really like this one. Okay, next one is my Philodendron Sodiroi Silver Giant or Giant Silver. I think it's the same plant as the Sodiroi ornatum, right? Can you guys confirm in the comments? I'm not sure about that. But if you are not familiar with this plant, it doesn't stay this small and not even a medium size. Actually, if you put it on a moss ball, it can grow gigantic. Next one is a forever classic, my pothos Cebu Blue. I keep this in my south-facing window, so I would say it's growing. I've been battling with spider mites, unfortunately. I really hope that I killed them all. I'm also propagating this plant because I do love the trailing version of the plant, but I really want those fenestrated, huge, very beautiful, gorgeous leaves. So I already done this guy. So this is my Philodendron Majestic. I put this one on a D-shaped moss ball. And then the other one that I've done is my Philodendron Splendid. And this one is on this, I just call this type of moss ball 360. The first ever type of moss ball that I used was this guy. I ordered this from Amazon. I will put everything on the description box below. So this is just a high quality plastic. It's clear and it doesn't rot. And the number one benefit of it is obviously the D shape. So it's enclosed from the back. That means it retains moisture for a longer period of time and it doesn't dry out as fast. So you don't need to water this as regularly as, for example, with this 360, the other one. And so it comes in a box like this, rolled up like this. So this is how it looks after you assemble it. So the number two benefit is obviously it's really easy to assemble. So it's rolled up like this and it's quite sturdy, so I don't use any extra support in the pot to support the pole at all. So there are 2 crease lines which you need to fold this along the way, and you can see the little arrows on this side and the holes on that side. So you would basically just go ahead. Okay, let me just show you closely. So you just need to fold this first where the hole is, and then just insert the arrow inside of that hole, paying attention that once you inserted the arrow needs to be like the point of the arrow needs to be inside of the hole and not outside. The only thing is that obviously it's a fixed size, so you don't have the freedom to really choose the diameter and length you want. But that's basically the only downside of it. And obviously it takes up more space than, for example, the D-shaped. So yeah, it's really sturdy. It's flexible, but it's sturdy at the same time. So this one is really great. And so the other one, the 360, it's 3 meters in length and 0.3 meters width. And from that size, I could manage to produce 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or 10 moss balls in different sizes. And so the number one benefit obviously is that you select the width, the diameter and everything you want, and it doesn't take up as much space inside the pot as with the D shape, but it definitely needs an extra support. So what I do is that I actually buy, usually from Dollarama, I buy bamboo sticks, but it's not seasonal anymore. So I just grab one in Canadian Tire. I don't really like to buy bamboo sticks from Amazon because it's quite pricey. So that's what I use, and I just grab some cable ties and attach this to my moss ball so it's not that wobbly. And then I would just grab a Velcro and attach my plant to the moss ball. This way it would root into the moss more easily. So if you prefer a more natural looking lush display of your plants, then I can recommend this one because, you know, your plant would grow in a 360 setting. The only downside I would say is that you would need to regularly turn your plant around so that it can evenly grow and evenly receive natural light and everything else. And since it's an open system, it dries out way more faster than the D-shaped pole. But I think both look really good. I decided to propagate this guy. So the last two we have is this Epipremnum Albo and then the Cebu Blue. And I just want to check the individual plants and just kind of figure out how I want to put them on a moss bowl. I will put them both on a 361. So I have this longer one and then I have, the shorter one. Yeah, that's, so basically I have two of these smaller ones left, which is fine. So yeah, because I might have to, propagate them so that I can create a lush base and this way it can climb up. Because if I put this one up on a moss ball as is, it's basically already almost climbed up all the way on the moss ball, if that makes sense. So let's check on the elbow first. See, it's quite root-bound. Oh boy, poor thing, look at that. Okay. Oh, and the top of the soil is very compacted and dry. So this poor thing definitely needs not only a repot, but some support as well. I'm not too patient when it comes to this, so I hope she forgives me for messing up the root system. Okay, so there is one plant. Two. 3, 4. I can't really separate these two. Look at that, almost halfway leaf there. So cute. Since it's a 360 pole, I could, and there is a nice area root there, I could just basically put this one here and then just put one plant in every direction. Yeah, and this way it will still have plenty of hole to climb up onto. So yeah, and where's mine? So this is the pot that I'm gonna be using, and this is the cash pot. Fits almost perfectly. It's okay. It's okay, and I'm gonna keep this one in this pot. Just include the moss ball as well. Okay, so I don't think that I'm gonna be using this soil here. Just let me just mix some. So this is just orchid mix. And then some peat moss, sphagnum moss, and perlite. More perlite. Oops. I ran out of regular, like just sphagnum moss, and now the only moss I've left is sphagnum moss mixed with perlite for propagation. So, but there is no issue with that. I'm gonna use this. Maybe it's a little bit perlite heavy, but it's fine. So this is how she looks. Yeah, I think it looks better now. But it's still looking a little bit messy, but it will be nice once it's going. Oh my gosh, almost taller than me. So since it's overgrown the pole, I was kind of contemplating if I should extend it, and I decided to do that. I've never extended this D shape. It's not supposed to be too complicated, I guess. Pretty much it. So I just pushed the new empty moss ball on the top of the old one. So now it's basically inside of this new moss ball. So I just have to feel it and let this guy continue its journey. This is how it looks now. It's almost like same height as myself. So yeah, unfortunately I have no moss left, so this is pretty much the level that I could fill the pole up, but that's okay. It still has plenty of time and space to climb up. And if I see, because I'm gonna have to put this guy outside, I think, on that wall. So now that it's already September, I guess the end of growing season. I don't know, because this is gonna be my first fall season with houseplants. So I don't know if the grow light and humidifier will be enough to keep up the ideal conditions for this guy to grow, but we'll see. I'm quite interested actually. I've added just turn it around. I've added this bamboo stick just in case, because now it's, I wouldn't say unstable or anything like that, but better to be safe than sorry. I'm gonna attach the plant to it too. The last plant we need to do is actually the Cebu Blue. And now that I ran out of moss, we need to fill the bowl with a chunky mix. First things first, let's take a look at the plant. So I'm gonna use the same nursery pot and the same, what is it called, like cash pot, or yeah. So let's see what we have. Oh, look at the roots. I don't know if I can, because it's actually quite compacted. Not only the soil, but the roots themselves. So I don't know if I can separate this plant, but what I can do for sure is, hang on. Okay, there you go. So we have one plant here, and so which one? Yeah, I wanted to use, I think this. I might take some cuttings and propagate this guy. I might put this one up separately. I don't mind using shorter poles because my goal is to take the top cutting and then extend the pole. So for now, I'm okay with this size. How do you guys propagate Cebu Blue? Let me know in the comments below. I tried, which one I tried? I think I tried perlite and moss. And then it rotted for some reason. So I just decided to do water propagation. And it's so much better. You know what? I'm gonna take this cutting too. And 3 of my cuttings have already rooted. So I'm not afraid that I won't be able to propagate this guy. I have 2 moss balls left. I might just pot this up, put it on a pole, and then sell it for someone who's beginner and don't want to invest in a bunch of different stuff you need to start. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I don't think there ever will be a time when Cebu Blue won't be a sought after plant. It's such a beautiful forever classic plant. I love it. And despite the spider mite issue I mentioned at the beginning of the video, it's quite easygoing. Okay, so we are done. Here are the babies, and let's go check them out one by one. So this is the Cebu Blue. This is how it looks. Ignore the background noises. I just gave a bath to my dog. She's going crazy when her fur is wet. This is Syngonium. Hello. Hello. Is everything okay? Okay, good. Bye. So this is Syngonium Wendlandii. I found this cute pot for it. Oops. Yeah, I have to be careful with this one. Okay, so the next one on a D-shaped moss bowl, my Monstera Adansonii variegated. I'm curious to see this new leaf here. My Philodendron majestic. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful plant. And then my Philodendron Sodiroi, giant silver. It's not looking the best currently, but we'll see. And here is my Philodendron Splendid. And we gave a nice extension for my Marble Queen pothos. So it's working on one leaf there, and then where is the other one? One leaf there. And then here we have my Philodendron Glorious. Beautiful, beautiful, planty. And then here is my, oh my gosh, I can speak today. My Epipremnum Albo. So this one, I tried to do my best and arrange the leaves so it looks good. This is what I could do. So this is how it looks for now. I added 2 Velcro tapes here and there, and a bamboo stick for stabilization. So yeah, I'm satisfied overall. I think they all look really gorgeous. And so just to show you, my couch used to be like this and my TV was there, but now I reorganized the living room and so the TV is there. And the reason being is I wanted to create a plant wall, or like a designated planty place within my living room. So part of those moss balls gonna go there, and I'm gonna get 2 standing grow lights, or 1, I don't know, I haven't decided yet. And part of these moss balls gonna go there, which is my new cabinet. I've had that cabinet for a few months now, but I haven't done a video on that one, and I'm really excited to do that for you guys, actually, because there are so many interesting plants and stuff there to show you. So that's gonna be my next on my to-do list. I'm really interested to see how these guys will grow. I will definitely be back in a few months to give you guys an update. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would love your support. You can also find me on Instagram, and I really hope I will see you in the next video.